With a lifetime love of the outdoors, Phyllis Schafer memorializes landscapes into art pieces. For the past 10 years, she finds inspiration at Lake Tahoe, where she takes all that natural beauty and adds her own fantastical spin.
All right, tough question right off the bat. When did you know you were an artist?
Oh, that goes back a long ways. I grew up in a family that loved making things, so that was just part of normal life. Then I think it was in school, in high school, with a really great art program. I found that drawing and painting was my thing, and that was it.
And you specialize in landscape. Did you spend a lot of time outdoors as a kid?
Yeah, I grew up in upstate New York in a small town. My grandparents are both farmers, so I think the land is part of my DNA. And here I am in Lake Tahoe, which is all about gorgeous landscape. So I think it's just something that has perpetuated and been part of me for a long time.
What's one of your favorite spots in this area to go to?
Ooh, I think I'd have to say Hope Valley, which is where I'm going to take you today.
Awesome, because I want to spend a day in the life of you. I want to see how this works.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Phyllis gets her gear and we head south on 88, over the California border to Hope Valley.
Well, geez, Phyllis, could you take us to somewhere ugly? This is gorgeous
I know,
area.
right? And I live here.
How many paintings do you have going at any one time?
I have quite a few. I probably have about 10 paintings back in my studio in various stages of completion. And so I'll come out here and work on this for the morning. I might have another painting in my car, take a lunch break, and then have an afternoon scene. So I'll work about 3 hours before the light has changed so much that I want to move on to something else.
So if the light is completely different from one day to the next, you're just working on a different piece.
Yeah, or a different part of the painting. Like, I tend to work in the background because that's most influenced by the light. Then I might, when the light changes and I'm still want to stay here and paint, I might focus on some sort of minutiae here in the foreground, and that's not as dependent on sort of what the light quality is.
Each painting requires an average of 8 to 10 sessions before they get the final touches in Phyllis's cozy studio. Between a full-time teaching job at Lake Tahoe Community College and all the places Phyllis wants to paint, there isn't much time for creative leisure.
Why landscapes?
I don't know, it speaks to me, and I know I'm in the right place when I'm doing this. And there's something about the oil paint, color and value and saturation and all that, that I can get on to the deeper things for me of what this is about.
When you say deeper place, what do you mean?
I'm responding to the sensations. And the way I record that says something about who I am. There's a lot of movement in my painting. There's something about the movement of the earth, the fact that nothing is still, that everything is sort of commingling and working together. In a very non-romantic way. I mean, things die, things are born. I think it gives me peace of mind about who we are, what our journey is, where we're going. Am I asking people to think that when they look at my paintings? No, I want them to be open enough that you bring your own set of stories to them. I'm lucky in that I get a lot of feedback about my paintings because I show quite regularly.
Phyllis is represented by the Stremel Gallery in Reno, where she has a solo exhibition every 2 years. Her artwork has also been featured in shows and collections across California and, of course, Nevada.
How do you put a price on that, though?
You know what? In a weird way, my paintings to me are priceless, or I'll give it to you. I can't figure out a monetary value. That's why I have a gallery dealer.
This is amazing, what you've been able to do just with that brush and that paint. To change it like that, just every stroke just changes it. It's amazing. How do you know when you're done? Because that looks like you could stop if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I could, and a lot of painters would stop at this, and it would be a very loose, expressionistic style, and many artists really like that look, and I do too, sort of, but it's just not there yet for me.
Somewhere, there's somebody, and they're painting by numbers, and they're gonna run into one of your paintings, and they're gonna just catch on fire. What advice do you have to them?
Find a good teacher, someone that you really connect with, someone that can teach you how to paint. And get good materials and keep at it. Just keep doing it.
Phyllis, this has been a dream. Thank you so much for spending the day with me.
Thank you, John.
See you up the road.
When we go out into nature, we try to find ways to make a memory out of our favorite scenes. Some snap a picture. I just try to take it all in. But it's very special when you meet someone who has a whole process and point of view. Someone who can turn all of this into something more.
I gotta tell you, it's one thing to be in one of the most beautiful landscapes on the planet, but it also helps when someone like Phyllis comes along and can capture it and provide that experience for others forevermore.